Hi, welcome to my Film Critic. We're in the bunker again. Yes. Alright. So the third film is Skyfall. Okay. So we go from Casino Royale, best Bond film, right out of the gate. Daniel Craig does a smash job. Then we do an okay Quantum of Solace with some good ideas, not very fleshed out, but it could have been better. Now Skyfall. Well, Skyfall is the 50th anniversary of Bond. Okay, that's good. What do we do? Let's have Shawn Mendes direct. And Javier Bardem plays the villain. This villain is so interesting on how he's an ex-00 and he's gone mad. He's made his own private spy agency, and it's very interesting how that's revealed. Not saying how, just saying he's a very interesting villain. I think Javier Bardem plays interesting villains, and he's one of my favorites. And he's phenomenal in how he plays this character and how he mirrors Bond. And throughout the film, you get notions of what does the mission have to be? Like, all of these missions, Bond's finding out with you throughout the entire movie what's going on. And it's so interesting how this film doesn't feel like a Bond film because it's so good. Because it's so realistic and so well done that it doesn't... Like, it's not as campy as any of the older Bonds. Now we're more of a much more serious Bond. Like, he's basically... It's almost as good as Quantum of Solace. I mean, almost as good as Casino Royale. Why did I say Quantum of Solace? I don't know. But the soundtrack is Skyfall by Adele. It does an excellent job. If you listen to the soundtrack after the movie, you can actually hear different parts of the film. Like, it talks about different parts of the film. It's so interesting. And how this film, Bond, is just... So there's a scene when he's looking at a painting, and it's an old warship. And Q is there's a young Q, which is really interesting. Hands him his Walter PPK. And it's so interesting because when he's talking about the warship, you can really show that to Bond, how he's just an agent that's just like a warship. He's just straightforward and goes to work. This film talks about espionage and do we really need spies? And damn Judi Dench plays M, and it's phenomenal. This is honestly my favorite role for her. She kills it as playing M. The guy, Ralph Fiennes, he's also in this film. He does a killer job as well. He does an amazing job in this film too. Like, he really shows his own backstory too. It's really interesting on how this film is. And I have to say, there is one scene that he says, alright, we need to switch cars. And they go into a thing. They go into the parking lot, and you hear... Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's the theme to James Bond. And I'm not telling you what's in the garage. You gotta watch the movie, which is on Netflix. Don't worry, Skyfall does not have a go-away date like how Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace do. But this one is phenomenal. I highly recommend you go watch it. It's really great. The ending shootout is one of my favorite action scenes in a Bond film so far from what I've seen. And I have to say, this film is really good. I mean, throughout the entire movie, you're building up to all the characters. I'm not telling you how it ends, but I'm just gonna say it really ties into a Bond film. Like you can, after this film, you can watch any Bond film and it'll make sense. But the next film will be Spectre, which I will be reviewing next. But to get back to Skyfall, it's a mystery thriller film. It's very thrillerish. There's tons of shootouts. callbacks to Bond films, like when Q says, "What were you expecting? An exploding pen?" Because he had an exploding pen in one film. He's given his Walter PPK, which is phenomenal. I'm so glad they gave him the Walter PPK. And the Walter PPK, that's a handgun that's just phenomenal. So, yeah, and then he's given a smaller radio, and that's also stellar. I really love how bare bones this film is. Like, this film feels so realistic. To go back to what else I thought Daniel Craig's acting in this film is really well done. I think he's a stellar actor in this role. I'm really hoping to see what Spectre does next. I have high hopes for Spectre. I did see it twice in the theater, so I had to rewatch it. Hopefully it's good. But Skyfall, damn, I can rewatch that movie over and over again. Just a classic. Just, it doesn't feel like a Bond film, because like, throughout these Bond films, you're seeing Bond as a brand new agent in Casino Royale to this one where he's still a grizzled agent, but he still violent action scenes, and it's so interesting. Like this film, I think this film is as dark, not so as dark as Casino Royale, but a bit more dark than Casino Royale. I mean, they're both really good films. I really have to say that this film is one of my favorite Bond films so far. I know I say that a lot, but I'm actually serious. Oh my god, I have to say, this film is really well done. Yeah, I mean, this film is really good. I think this film can go up to Casino Royale. I think it goes Casino Royale and then this film, and then Quantum of Solace. That's my ranking so far. There will be a ranking afterwards, after I do all them films. But yeah, the next one will be Spectre, and it has been Unpaid Film Critic.